Bueno, habemos linterna. Vamos a explorar. Supongo que me tendré que poner eso en la mano, ¿no? En una de las manos. A ver. Está aquí. Mano izquierda. Y en la mano derecha el tabaco. ¿Tú te crees que esto es normal? Y vamos con la palanca. Bueno, let's go. A ver qué nos encontramos aquí. Se pone turbio por aquí el juego, ¿eh? Aquí no hay nada, ¿no? Uy. Va la música, ¿eh? Lo hacen bien, ¿eh? Los cabrones. ¿Dinerito? Aquí hay una sala. Hostia, que de cosas, ¿no? Vale, se puede entrar en 2 salas. ¿Esto qué es? ¿Cómo llego ahí? Esto queda toda la vuelta, ¿no?
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the
radio computer.
Encendemos, ¿no?
Just sitting here without anyone inside. We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Reproducir o imprimir.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling.
This is where the memory should go.
Vale, tengo que introducir algo, ¿no? A lo mejor no hay nada.
Nothing happens.
Claro, es que no hay nada.
Nothing happens.
Hay que meter algo ahí, ¿eh? Se introduce la memoria. Bueno.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Cadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic. History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun. Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7. Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled The Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Looks like a surveillance program.
Creía que era como un mapa, ¿eh? Parece un mapa del metro.
Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, look, there's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the...
Me queda igual o peor, ¿sabes? Hay una puerta ahí. Y esto, tío, que están rompiendo la cuarta pared o algo. Y hay un montón de cosas, tío. Hay 2 salas. A ver esta puerta. Y me voy. Espérate, yo no me quiero ir todavía. Vamos a subir la escalera. A ver qué había aquí, que no he visto. ¿Esto qué es? Más dinerito. Hay aquí una puerta. Y allí al otro lado hay otra. ¿Y esto? Ah, mira, para meterlo ahí, ¿no? Y por aquí no hay nada más. ¿Vale? Eso lo vamos a meter ahí ahora. Vamos a entrar en esta sala. Y esto sube planta, ¿eh? Vamos a meter disco este aquí.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow.
Vamos allá.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
¿Vale?
Nothing happens.
Entonces...
Nothing happens. Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
El botón reproducir, le damos.
A bar of fabric
Ah,
right
ahora.
above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Oh no. It was already glowing and now it's also making a sound. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident.
Vaya mal rollo, chaval.
This is East Insulindian Repeater Station. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
¿Pero está hablando conmigo? Yo creo que eso estaba grabado.
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name...
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian Repeater Station. It's my job to know why. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of...
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark.
Now please tell me the reason for your call, Fortress Accident. The filament you have inserted into the reader. Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Joder. Voy a decir que sí.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Password. Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
Voy a decir que soy policía, ¿no? Aunque no está sirviendo de mucho que le diga a la gente que soy policía, ¿eh? Se la pela.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for Fortress Accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel,
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
Vamos a probar con una pista. Vamos, la tía tiene pinta de que es poquito flexible,
No.
pero bueno. Bueno.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Qué cabrona.
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do. Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using. One moment. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
That's not bad.
Any other questions?
De que la tía me ha dado información. Pues nada,
Thank
ya
you.
veré cuál es.
Goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Bueno. Ya cuando tenga la contraseña pues volveremos. Vale, aquí están las escaleras para arriba. Antes voy a salir, creo, ¿eh? ¿Qué tenemos aquí? Pero esto ya lo tenía yo, ¿no? Vamos a salir. ¿Qué había allí atrás? Que se veía como... dinero y pastillonas. Y este oso. ¿Es una nevera?
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost and the bear's eyes are glowing red. This ice bear is a hyper carnivore. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy?
Hombre, no creo. Un oso así de grande. A ver, los osos son grandes, pero... Claro, es que esto es gigante.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious... A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is... The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Primero voy a coger... examinar los envoltorios, ¿no? Bueno, voy a coger la nota.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Vale.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
Bueno, vamos a ver qué era eso, ¿no? Esa es la nota. Vale.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
Vale, el pelirrojo será el niño ese, ¿no, cabrón? Que está ahí fuera, tirándole piedra al colgado.
You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sully Swaff.
El filamento de memoria es lo que metió yo ante allí, ¿no?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge. Someone who owns a radio computer? My guess is as good.
Which is to say, not very good.
Really? You don't have a single guess? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
Vale. Pues... a ver dónde está la neverita.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter.
¿En
It's
serio?
coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each.
What are you doing? Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
De forma física, gritar, hola. Dentro de la cardera 97. O sea, la hacemos, pero vamos. ¿La hacemos ya o elijo otra de mientras? Es que las haría todas, ¿eh?
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly.
Dios. No ha sonado fantasma, la verdad.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
Ah, perfecto.
After you, officer.
No sé si mancharme las manos servirá para algo. ¿Le doy una patada primero?
A hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts.
Joder, pero tampoco hacía falta de darle tan fuerte. Me mancha.
A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Leave a cave painting for future archaeologists. No, that would still. It's good to have this dirt on you. Real men wear coal for makeup.
Vale. Puedo tomar una pastillita, ¿no? Hostia, solo tenía una, ¿eh? La moral, tío. Vale, por aquí no hay nada. ¿Esto qué es? A ver si puede ser. No veo aquí para elegir algo, ¿eh? Joder, qué mal hecho está esto. ¿Y esto que se ilumina aquí? Ya lo he visto. No entro por aquí. Ah, vale. Hostia, es grande esto, ¿eh? ¿Y eso que está tan lejos? Yo hay unas cuantas de cosas ahí, ¿eh? Piel.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Miro, ¿no?
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away. Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than
Hostia,
the
cogemos
others.
rifle, ¿eh?
That's a rare sight.
¡Au!
Seems to no longer be functional.
bueno.
But still, beautiful thing in its own way.
Ah, no funciona.
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Vale, nada más por aquí. ¿Será por aquí la nevera? ¿Eso qué es? Que me lo he saltado antes. Dinerico y un extintor.
This orange machine is buzzing
Mira, aquí
like
está.
an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here.
Ah, pues mira, la llevo.
If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Equip the pry bar by going to the Tools tab in your
Vale.
inventory.
Vamos a equiparla. Oye, de experiencia, ¿cómo vamos? ¿Puedo subir algo? Subir de nivel, ¿no? Lo tengo. No sé muy bien cómo funciona lo del nivel. Yo creo que puedo subir ya. A ver qué tengo por aquí. Enciclopedia, que no la tengo activa y aún así me habla, ¿eh? Claro, porque tengo un montón. Puedo equilibrar un poco, ¿no? Lo demás. Esto tengo -1, tío. Motricidad. Aquí me vendría bien subir algo, ¿eh? Este, por ejemplo, que la voy a tener que usar ahora. Sí, esta es muy buena también, tío. Sí, es que son muy buenas estas, ¿eh? La de motricidad. No sé si subí esta, que es la que tengo ahora mismo más... Que es la que voy a usar, de hecho. Es que esta es muy buena, tío. Esta me gusta, ¿eh? Pero no puedo subir. Experiencia 90 de 100. Ah... Vale, tengo que esperar entonces, claro. A subir hasta 100, ok. Venga, me equipo la de esto, ¿no? Mira, el rifle. Vamos allá.
This orange machine is buzzing
Ah,
like
estoy a
a old
15.
submarine.
3%,
It has a
¿sabes?
hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Nah, ni de coña. Ni de coña, tío. Pero lo voy a hacer de tal forma porque es que aquí no... Tanto no voy a subir el porcentaje.
The ice squeaks beneath
Claro.
the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well.
Eso iba a
but
decir
the
yo,
lid
pero yo tengo buena
simply
forma
won't
física, ¿no?
budge. You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open. I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
Hombre, importante, ¿eh?
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker.
Bueno, pues vale. De todas formas, yo tenía otra cosa para abrir, ¿no? Que era... Ah, bueno, esto es la cizalla esta. Cortapernos. Esto es para abrir candados. Pues nada. No me ha servido de mucho la palanca, la verdad. ¿Esto lo he visto ya?
Two cables are plugged
Nope.
into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Ah, mira. Vamos a desenchufar el negro, ¿no? A ver si así lo podemos
Something
abrir.
close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one cable.
A ver si se puede hacer algo ahora.
This orange machine is dead. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your... You slip your fingers under the frozen lid. If you want to try again, then you need...
Equip the pry bar by going to the Tools tab in your inventory. From there...
Estamos las mismas, ¿no? No sé, es que entonces no sé para qué sirve desenchufarla, la verdad.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand
¿Puedo
crank
probar
ice
otra
cream
vez?
churner and an
Ah, mira,
electric
más dos
freezer.
con la máquina
The ice around it
desenchufada.
slowly melting.
A ver, esto ni de coña. No se puede hacer
The
aquí.
ice squeaks beneath. You see the pry bar's metal handle.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I have no idea, officer.
Sooner
Nada,
or
nada.
later, you will stumble upon a...
Ya sí que nada, ¿eh? ¿Hay otra escalera aquí? Hostia, un chalequillo de esto de... Es un... de esto, ¿no? Ah, no. Hostia, creía que era un de esto, un antibalas. Más uno de tratabilidad. ¿Y esto qué era? Más uno de forma así, física. Bueno, voy a dejar esto de momento. Por ahí se puede subir, ¿no? Desenchufamos la máquina del oso. A ver qué pasa.
Only the red cable and electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now.
Enchufar el cable rojo es enorme. Vamos para allá, a ver si ha cambiado algo.
The bear's eyes are dead and empty. Ice
Da igual, ¿no?
inside the fridge.
No lo entiendo, tío. ¿Subimos estas escaleras o las otras? Es que había otras allí atrás, ¿eh? Vamos a subir estas mismas, ¿no? A ver dónde dan. Ah, mira dónde hemos salido. Y ahora podemos entrar por la cara. Qué bueno. Ya, pues ya sabemos dónde da. Al final da donde yo dije, al edificio este. Quítate de aquí, hombre. Ya, pues subimos la escalera, ¿no? Y aquello de allí, tío. ¿Dónde está? Yo creía que iba a cargar pantalla, que iba a ser otra zona. La delta del año. A ver, vamos a ver eso de la delta del año. Ya se puede vender. Bueno. Y esta silla aquí en medio. Qué raro todo, tío. Coño. ¿Sé quién es?
Hello, I'm Nia.
Artesana de dados.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius. So what kind of dye are you looking for?
She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Pues sí.
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these. Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking. Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong.
No sé si darle un poquillo de bola con los dados. Se la voy a tirar a ver qué
Very
dice.
good. My rate is 10 real per set. Unless you
Joder.
want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there is any particular stone you want to use.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shells like stalagmites. No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide.
Yo creo que sí,
Ask what you need.
Le pregunto del tirón, ¿no? Por el hombre.
Nothing really. I didn't know.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window. Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid. It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home. I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm
Vaya
in the
tela,
zone.
aquí nadie sabe nada,
nods.
Anything else, officer? We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know. But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here.
Creative.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind. Rats scuttle in the dark rooms under the abandoned blow dryers and dusty mannequins. Cobwebs cover rotors and radio computers alike. So much failure.
Joder, qué de preguntas, ¿eh? Las ventanas estarían así, ¿no?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows. Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing...
What's the snuff, Milia? Trust me, you don't want to know.
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hole.
¿Ves?
And I
Snuff.
have no idea how to get
Sé
rid
lo
of
que
it
es.
on my own.
Milieu, no sé qué.
Yeah, don't. You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he must...
But what drugs exactly?
He got high on some weird taxidermy chemicals. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Eventually, they
Joder,
caused
le
him
sirve
to lose
cualquier
control
cosa,
of
¿eh?
his bladder. The smell was awful.
Joder.
Even you can probably do better than that.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came. The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from
macho.
beetle. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
Tienen cerebro, ¿eh?
At least it had some spark to it. Most young designers just combine lace with leather and call it original.
Ah, que el cuero es lo mismo. O peor.
Anything else?
Hostia, creí que era rubia. Me acabo de dar cuenta que es un pañuelo lo que lleva.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio. They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wiro. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedule. The usual, they ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time. Well, I did hear them talking at times. They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand...
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
That's what I thought. because when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep up new businesses. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic and to show up to work on time.
Showing up to work on time is hard. No, scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult, especially if you've been drinking.
Y la electroquímica nada más que dice tontería, ¿eh? Del alcohol y de fumar y de yo está obsesionado, ¿no?
Still, not everyone is going to make it.
Ya hemos subido de
That's the
nivel,
nature of the game. Anything else?
¿Qué más le puedo preguntar? Esto del oso también.
Oh boy, the fabled Revo Show ICT. You're in for a treat here. The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Indeed, what were the other ideas?
Funcionó lo del oso, ¿no?
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Joder. Tampoco es para tanto, ¿no? La chavala del Frit parece, yo que sé, normalita. Vamos, normalita entre comillas, ¿no? Pasota, más que colgar. Tan más pepinera, ¿eh?
Oh, but they did. They did show up to work, and not alone. There were also acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the ice cream stand. And they already had the bear. The bear. Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed. Eventually, Ravishell ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
Le digo esto mismo, pero no me lo cargué, ¿no? Solo lo desenchufé.
You did what?
Yo la respuesta, tío.
Ugh, of course they left it plugged in. Even in death, the bear is costing them money. The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherian.
Sounds cool.
Megaterio.
Scary, but cool.
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
Joder. Aparición animal.
A wise and noble beast, guiding you toward the land where the streets are paved with drugs.
Very good. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
Todo poético.
Outside it's light. Light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover. There's always the threat of snow.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time. Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
Buenas, Juan Cham. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estamos, tío?
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
Claro, es verdad, había uno que no tenía nombre, pero era el último, creo. Creo que era uno de los últimos pisos. O a lo mejor estaba al revés, a lo mejor era el primero.
That's right. I haven't
Pues sí,
even written my
estaba al
name
revés
there.
entonces.
As
Claro,
I
yo
said,
empecé
it's
llamando
quite
desde
useless
arriba,
right now.
que
It
sería el
doesn't
último
work
piso,
yet.
claro.
It can't be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years. Are you sure it was Slipstream SEA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
Esto fue lo que dijo.
Tricentennial Electrics? It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing?
It was too real to be just a prank. Either we're dealing with a professional actress, or...
A prank is more likely, no? Oh, the kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity.
Bueno, ¿más preguntas?
Sure, I'm listening.
Ya está, ¿no? Estas son todas.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else? I'm listening.
Vale, le pregunto esto, ¿no? Ya que estoy.
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you. A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
Bueno, también estamos hablando de una época bastante antigua, ¿eh?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's Boxing Club, a community
guapo.
project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime. It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs...
You should have known it. It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and they were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money. Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is. Sure, it's illegal, but it's not exactly anything extraordinary in business. Besides, Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47.
They were just props. Why return them?
Pues nada más, ¿eh?
I'm pretty sure it still doesn't work, but sure. What? Sure.
O sea, ya está,
I'm
no quiero
listening.
preguntarle más nada, tío.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
¿Le encargo un dado?
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind.
Está fuera, ¿eh? Busco algo que me ayude en mi trabajo.
I think I have just the right one for you.
Poliedros, 2 poliedros, uno rojo y otro azul.
You're a police officer, right? Here, catch. They're a gift.
A beautiful woman tossing you a gift. Whatever you do, don't overthink it.
¿Vale? Atrapar los dados, que se me va a caer, o dejar que caiga al suelo. Vámonos. Lo has pensado demasiado, ¿sabes? Por tardar me han quitado un -1. Que bueno, lo puedo intentar, ¿no? ¿Qué más da? Lo intentamos.
You overthink it.
La toma por
Your
culo.
hands can't agree what to do, and the 2 dice drop to the floor and scatter in
no
opposite
pasa nada.
directions, like pearls from a broken string. The blue one disappears down the pit in the center of the room.
Ah, down the drain.
¿En
That
serio,
drop
tío?
from
Por
there.
un agujero ha caído.
I apologize, officer. That
Que
comment
si lo hubiera
was
dejado caer, se
unnecessary.
hubiera metido también agüero, ¿no? Como su carrera me dice la cabrona.
Right. That one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay. The other one was the inverse. They were a set, you see, but now the set is broken. It's a
Ponme
shame.
otro, hija.
They might have brought you luck.
Eres más
and you
saboría.
definitely need luck in Martinez. Now, was there anything else?
Bueno, pues te dejo tranquila ya, ¿eh?
Lonesome, long way home.
Oh, ya se ha desarrollado la idea, qué bien.
Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you
Joder,
come here?
qué
Why are
deprimente,
you
tío.
still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get
Percepción
back to
5,
work.
¿eh?
That's all you have now.
El espía otorga +1 de 6, tío. Hostia, tío. Todo tiene que ver con drogas aquí, ¿eh? Ya, pues ya tengo las dos desarrolladas. Pues muy bien. Vamos a seguir con lo nuestro, ¿no? ¿Se podía subir más? No, ¿no? Debería de poder subirse más, ¿no? Bueno, voy a salir. Vamos a salir. ¿Por dónde se sale? Por aquí, ¿no? Vale, pues ahora vamos a hablar con el colega este, ¿eh? Con el de la raza.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
¿Sarcófago?
Yes, yes. How was it?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not.
You don't have anything of substance to tell her until you found that entity of hers.
Nada, ¿no? Pues muy bien, vamos a ver lo que hemos conseguido. Hemos conseguido el dado. Se puede vender. En la pestaña mapa. Vale, aquí tenemos más misiones. A ver. No entiendo lo del dado, ¿eh? Pone, mira, la pestaña mapa del diario para ver qué tiradas de habilidad básica están desbloqueadas. Vale, estas son las que están desbloqueadas, ¿no? Vale, vale. Bueno, lo dicho. A ver. Voy a poner el nota este. Voy a apagar la linterna, que veréis como un puto loco por la vida. Me la quito. Joder. Voy a ir a por este tío. A por el de las razas.